Killzone 2, we showed some pretty ambitious objectives from the get-go. In our 2005 trailer, we set sort of the benchmark for this is what we want to do. This is the kind of graphical quality that we're looking for. This is the level of intensity, and this is the level of interaction that you've got with your buddies, and the quality of animation, all of that. If you look at the trailer and you compare it with the gameplay footage right now, a trailer is you're telling a story there, and it's these set pieces. If you're translating that into actual gameplay and all the things you can do and everything that's going on around you, I think we're definitely hitting that target. Story behind it is, well, from the original Killzone and from Killzone Liberation. Both of those took place on Vecta, which is the homeworld of the ISA, and there was the Helghast that was invading that planet. And as a preemptive strike, they're now going back to Helghan, and the ISA are taking the fight to them. This time around we focus on the story of Sev, who's our new main character. We'll solely focus on his story, whereas on the original Killzone we had the different characters that you could play. We'll stick with the one character and follow his journey in this invasion. What we feel is really important is that everything you do in the game, which is 70–80% of the time you're firing a weapon, it's a shooter. We want to make sure that that shooting feels very rewarding. So not just destructibility in the environment, where you've got your explosive objects that you can blow up, to your destructible cover, to big bridges you can blow up or buildings you can blow up, those kind of things, but also make sure that your bullets have an impact on the enemies. One of those things that we wanted to improve over the original Killzone, where we felt the animations could do with a lot of work. We've implemented a system we call hit response for Killzone 2. What hit responses do, it's a really clever system where we're blending motion captured animations with physics impulses. So that means that whatever weapon you're using, from whatever angle or distance, the kind of power the bullets pack, you always get these different animations from the characters. So it really feels like your bullets are doing a lot of damage. Alternate fire is something that we took out of the game. We want to make sure that we have a good variety of weapons and that every weapon accomplishes a certain goal. This being essentially a science fiction title, but we want to at the same time keep it sort of grounded in reality. So the weapons aren't laser weapons or those kind of things. They're very much weapons that you could recognize and that you feel would actually work in real life as well. We got a couple of gun nuts back home who really focus on making sure that the weapons feel right. You'll see some really new and innovative weapons in the game as well, which again we'll talk about at a later stage. We have to keep some of those things behind closed doors for now, but there'll be some big surprises weapon-wise.
Does Killzone have a cover system, and if so, how does it work?
Absolutely. It's one of the things that we've introduced in Killzone Liberation for the PSP. It's a system that was called duck and cover back then. We call it lean and peek this time around. It's all in first person, which means that you can walk up to any cover object, hit your L1 button, and you snap behind cover. You can then use it to lean out or lean over really easily. You can press the fire button, you'll automatically stand up and pop off a couple of rounds. And it's a system that's really intuitive, and we keep everything in first person. The game is about realism, but realism, like we like to call it, and especially in this setting, is Hollywood realism. We take it we slightly exaggerate everything. The explosions are just a little bit bigger, just a little bit better everything. It's slightly exaggerated movements, so all of that. So yes, there will be all hell going on around you. Every playthrough is different, and people notice different things. So we've got something we call happy accidents. That we call those things internally, is where sort of all the mechanics all of a sudden they really gel and they come together and create this wonderful accident that people remember, and that sort of creates a memorable moment. And we want to make sure that every level is set up to have a couple of those happy accidents. We'll still have these points where we actually end the mission, but it's pretty story-wise. It's pretty seamless from the next from one to the next. Each level will take around 45 minutes to an hour, depending on the difficulty and depending on the player actually, because there's a lot to see and do, and there's a lot of things to discover in the world as well. So we want to make sure that we give the player sufficient time and sufficient opportunity to replay those levels and really progress to them as well. There will definitely be vehicles in the game as well. That's something that we'll talk about at a later stage. It's very cool.
Will you control them, or are you just kind of along for the ride?
You'll control them. I just want to thank everybody for the attention that they've been giving us. It's been like I said, it's been a real motivation for us to work on the title and to deliver on that promise. Killzone 2 will be on store shelves February of 2009.